Yo, how you going? This lady Chann, none less. Yeah, and welcome to Come Box with Chann. We managed to do it. We've had technical difficulties, but you know, such is fucking life around here, isn't it? I'm trying to get the greatest screen of how we was. All right, we was split just a minute ago. How does everyone knows about the technicalities of Chann? We're raw. We're live and we're uncut around here. No one went to journalism school, so you know. Yeah. Right, guys. I am super fucking gassed because I am joined by just like we've got one more person who's late, but allowing. He's a pro boxer, Ohara Davies, and he's actually in camp and he's just finishing up sparring. So he's going to go home. He's going to go home and he'll be joining us shortly. So who I have on the panel is Andy. If Elite, evoke Elite. Yeah. Hi, Andy.
Hello, how you doing?
Not too bad, babe. Thank you for joining me. And we've got another guest.
Thank you.
No, you're welcome. Thanks for having me. Fucking hell. We've got another guest, a colleague as well, because you know any boxing channel is a colleague of mine. So we have got the Pat Jermaine from the Pound for Pound, or P4P if you want to shorten it in boxing terminology, boxing show.
Thank you very much, Chann, for having me on.
Oh, thanks for joining me, man. Like I reached out and everybody was cooperating. I didn't have to pay you. I didn't have to turn up on you lot and threaten your lives.
I thought you were paying me.
You'll pay me. You be paying me for our bet, mate. So just get your money out, Andy. Get your money out. Get it ready. My bank account's ready for it. So, guys, what we're going to chop it up about is this is the pre predictions, bare pre's of Usyk and Joyce, because it's looking like that they're going to be fighting for the interim belt. Forgive me, is it the WBO interim or is it the WBC interim? WBC.
It's WBO.
WBO. It's the WBO.
Yeah.
Okay, and Joshua's going to be fighting for the WBC, which Tyson Fury holds. Okay. All right, so let's chop it up. Who wants to start first, or do you want Miss Gobby to start first, or?
Well, what do you want? You want a prediction? You want to know? We
want to just talk about them as fighters, and then we want to talk about where do we see this fight? How do we see it going, basically, and how? And then we'll have a prediction. We'll start with you, Andy.
My view is, I think Joe Joyce, if he puts the pressure on, shuts him down with his footwork, uses the jab, and he's got an effective jab. He's not an amateur no more. They're both professional boxers now. Their outset and their performances are going to be totally different now. But he's got good footwork. But when you get hit and it connects, unfortunately, the energy is going to get taken out of them feet. And then once you stop moving, then what happens? How does he react? What does he do? Where Joe Joyce,
Usyk's not moving. Usyk dances. He's a ballroom dancer, Andy.
Yeah,
when does Usyk ever stop moving? To be fair,
but he gets out of the way. But what I'm saying is, you can eliminate that by catching him with a good shot. If you can catch him with a good shot, then you're going to drain the energy out of his legs. And then what happens then? What's Usyk got then against the heavyweight? Yeah, I don't think he carries the power. As he was a good cruiser, but as a heavy, I don't think he's got the power to do anything. You know, he's got an engine. He's got good foot movement. He can keep going, but he hasn't been tested. You know, when he's in the trench, what's going to happen?
Yeah,
And
I agree.
I think Joe's going to take him there. Joe's just got to cut him down, use the jab, get in, and then spoil him. Sit on him, use his weight, just drain him. Drain him with his weight.
He's going to have to clench him up. I agree. Usyk, an amazing cruiserweight, undefeated, unified. If I'm not wrong, he cleared up the whole of that division. Obviously, coming from an Olympic background as well, Usyk, right? So, the pedigree's there. Sometimes I weigh that in, and sometimes I weigh that out because, people like, who was the pedigree one that lost? Was it with
Lomachenko?
Garcia? Was it Garcia with Garcia and Campbell? Campbell,
yeah.
He's from Olympic stock, but I'm sorry, just because you're an Olympian, it doesn't mean that you just come through and smash the place up. Like sometimes it means everything, and sometimes it means not that much, depending on what you do with that accolade. To be fair,
I think having a good amateur background, it puts you on that platform. But when you get into the elite of the pro game, if you don't change and become that elite fighter, then you're going to struggle against elite professional fighters.
Yeah, and you'll just be a struggling fighter with Olympic medals.
Yeah.
It's like having a freedom pass, but not allowed to. No, it's like having an Uber pass. You could get on any Uber, but you choose to just get on buses.
Yeah. There's boxers out there that haven't had many amateur fights. They haven't come from a good pedigree, and they've become tremendous professional fighters.
Well, that's like the white collar fighters. And
my honest opinion of white collar is, I've seen what white collar do, and it's nothing compared to the amateurs.
Yeah,
it's a totally different league. Totally different league.
I think Wardley is come from that background.
I'm not 100%.
I believe Fabio Wardley has come from that background. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's doing all right. So it's just down to the individual and what the individual wants to do and what route they want to take it to. But back to Usyk. So my point is with Usyk, we saw him with Chisora. All right, we saw him with the geezer when he made his debut as a heavyweight. It wasn't the best debut, but I think people slandered him a bit more than he deserved. Like, he got the win. I mean, that guy, it was Chaz Witherspoon.
Yeah, Chaz Witherspoon. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he took the fight at like 2 weeks' notice. He ain't off stock anyway. But what did people really want Usyk to really do? Like, he got the win and he won, and he didn't get battered. He didn't get pummeled. He actually made Witherspoon look like a withering spoon. Yeah, so you know what I mean? So I give him credit where it's due, but coming into the heavyweight game, his footwork, which I noticed with Chisora, I predicted that he was going to dance around Chisora. If Chisora didn't smack him up, cut off that ring and really corner him and pummel him, he was going to dance. And I predicted initially that Usyk was going to win. But because Mr. Bloody David Haye could sell grass to a fucking mole, yeah, and sand to a desert rat, yeah, I believed it. I was that mole and I was that fucking desert rat. I bought everything. I was like, yeah, this is a new Chisora. Usyk ain't got it. Yeah, Usyk's not going to be able to do it. But I changed my prediction. But I did say, if he doesn't cut off the ring and allows Usyk to dance around him, Usyk will just tag him and score points. If it goes all the way to points, Usyk,
that's the way he fights.
It's definitely, he goes the distance. He's definitely not going to knock out Chisora. But if it goes to points, sorry, Chisora, it's not going to go in your favour. Go on, Jermaine.
I think Derek punched himself out quite early in that fight.
He gassed out.
He gassed out.
Was wild.
He was wild. He's trying to get him out early. I think if he would have just tried to stay with him, obviously the first couple of rounds might start the fight up a bit slow. But I think if he pressed on maybe in middle rounds, I think he probably might be able to get him out of there.
5'6". 5'6".
Yeah, if he pushed him about 5'6".
Yeah.
His
Stepped up a bit.
His engine, Chisora, it baffles me because he's got a very good engine, but he doesn't know when to apply full throttle and then to pull back. So he goes like from 0 to 60 and then straight to 100. And then instead of going back to like 60, you just gas out and he's back to 0. So when he did get Usyk in compromising positions, he by the time he got him in the corners and stuff like that, he was tired. So Usyk was like, oh, so I'll just dance around this way. Do you know what I mean? And get out of the danger zone. And that happened time and time and time until Derek was basically chasing Chisora. And the chasing alone was gassing him out. So he couldn't even... When he did score the blows, Usyk felt them. But it just wasn't enough. So I give credit to Usyk a bit as well because he did feel them. He didn't go down. Fair enough, if he probably got a good old combo, he definitely would have. But that's what makes him an elite boxer, that he knows how to get out of the danger zone and use his pros to be able to move out the way. And he did that. And Derek didn't have any other game plan except for, come on, because at the end of the day, Derek is not a tech-savvy boxer. He's a brawler. He's a fighter. He ain't really a boxer, and he'll say that himself. So he hasn't really got an amazing techers. His thing is to try and annihilate, to try and get you a brawl. But it hasn't worked a lot in Derek's favour because he's already at 10 losses and he's becoming like, you know, the pay-per-view elite journeyman.
So what Derek didn't have, Joe Joyce has got. Joyce has got a jab.
Yeah,
he can cut the ring down. He can step. He doesn't lunge in. He strikes, he steps, and he breaks it down. He breaks it down. He breaks it down. Then the things that Joe Joyce has to learn to do is when he gets onto him is to lean on him and drain the energy out of him. Drain him. So later on in the rounds, he hasn't got that feel to push his legs around. Yeah. And if he loses, if he becomes stagnant, that's it. He's a target, isn't he? He's a sitting target. What has he got then?
But that's the thing where Joe Joyce, he's got decent footwork. His hands are mad slow. He can get to you, but his hands are mad slow.
But look at the last fight he had against Triple D. Look at the jab.
Daniel's slow.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's fair enough. But that jab. But that jab was a good jab. But you can't take that away from him.
No, his jab's amazing. If he gets you with the jab. But what I'm saying is him fighting Triple D is a different fight in Usyk. Daniel is a flat-footed, plants his feet. He ain't on the balls of his feet. So it's easy to get him and jab him and F him up, as we saw. Usyk, it's going to be a bit harder. Do you understand what? So Usyk's quite happy to fight you at long range.
Because the point I'm making about Triple D is it wasn't that he was fighting Triple D. Is Joe Joyce is what he's got. It doesn't matter who was in front of him. Yeah. He has got that jab. Yeah. So we know he's got that jab, and obviously he's going to work more on it. We know that he can step and break the range down. We know he can spoil. So if he rehearses that, he's already shown us that he can do it. He just now needs to apply that to the game.
Yeah, and he said he will be just religiously sparring with southpaws because that's what he's just going to have to do.
Yeah. All day long. Yeah, he's got to take Usyk's foot away. If he takes his lead foot away and makes Usyk makes his foot onto the inside of him, he's got that solid shot all day long. And he's got to trap his foot.
Yeah, and corner him.
I believe he will. I believe he'll cut the ring down and corner him. I know Joe very well. Obviously, I went to school with Joe back when we was growing up. Back when we was growing up, he was a very fit guy. He used to do cross countries and stuff like that. And you can see in the boxing ring, he can go for 10, 12 rounds
all day long.
He can go 15 rounds.
That's the difference. And that's the difference between him and Chisora's blowout. This guy will go for if he needs to go to 12 rounds, he will go to 12 rounds to get that win. And I just believe that with his punching power, I think he can stop Usyk. Honestly, I honestly believe he can stop Usyk.
What do they say? What do they say in the heavyweight division? It's that one punch And Joyce, he's got it. He's got that punch. He connects that.
He's got a few of them.
Yeah, he has.
Yeah, he's got a few of them. Where would you see that Usyk could win?
On points. By boxing. Right. I can't see him. For me, Usyk doesn't stop him. He doesn't have the punching power.
No, he doesn't have the punching power.
He hasn't got the punching power. So the only way for me he can win is on points. By his decision.
On the back foot, lot of movement, popping the jab out, scoring the points, and getting out of range. Come back in, score the points, get out of range. And he's got to do that for every single round.
And not get caught, basically.
So I think Joe Joyce will have to walk down and wear shots from 1 to maybe 4, 1 to the 5th round. He'll have to wear high guard, take things on the glove, on the elbows, keep walking forward, keep pressuring him, shut his distance down. Come 5, 6, 7, then we need to switch it up. Then we need to start letting the leather go. That's what I'd be saying to him if I was his coach.
So you reckon that? Sorry, go, Jermaine.
I believe. Obviously, you watched the Zora fight. Zora had no respect for Usyk's power. He kept coming forward, and I believe that's what Joe will do. He'll have no respect for Usyk's power. He'll just keep coming at him, hoping to land that one shot will put him away. And I honestly do believe that he'll win that fight.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw their first fight when they fought in, I don't know, was it World Series or something like that?
Yeah, I see that.
Yeah. And Joe Joyce did still quite well. He did still shake up Usyk in a couple of those 5 rounds.
And you've got to look at the experience. You've got to look at the experience of Joe. Yeah, Joe, and what the experience of Usyk's experience was up there. Joe was down here, but Joe, he held his own. He held his own.
He held his ground. I'll give him that. Yeah. So I'm really excited if this fight does actually happen. What other ways could you see it going pear-shaped? I feel that. So what do you feel about Usyk in this weight cap? Do you think he belongs in this weight cap, or do you reckon he could just dominate Bridgerweight instead? He's
not for the heavyweight division.
He's going to lose his own.
You're messing around with people who are walking around at that weight as natural people who have got 18 stone of power, and most people in the heavyweight division can punch. Usyk's not that frame. He's not that frame of a man. So if he could bulk up. But I think
he did a little bit. He did a little bit for Chisora, but I think he was like not a lot. He was in the top end of the 16 stone bracket, but Chisora still come in at like 18 stone. Oh, still came in at 18 stone, and that was a svelte Chisora at 18 stone. Like he was at the low end of 18. I can't remember. I had it before. I can't remember the exact weight, but I remember that was the best that I'd actually seen Chisora. But I mean, I don't think he's going to be undefeated for much longer in this weight cap. I understand why he had to go up a weight cap, because I mean he's done he's done everything he can do. But then do you think then he should just settle for the Bridgerweight, or do you think after a loss he will then decide, let me go to Bridger, or is it an ego thing like, oh, I'm never going to go to Bridgerweight? What do you think?
I think. Go on, Jim. Go on.
I had this conversation with my guy from Pound for Pound Boxing, Nando. He believes that Usyk will become a heavyweight world champion. I said the only way he can become a world champion is if someone vacates their belts and
everyone drops out, mate.
And he fights someone like a Joseph Parker who's not going to have that elusive knockout punch. That's the only way I can see him potentially becoming world champion. If he gets in there with a Joshua, a Fury, a Deontay Wilder, someone, a Dillian White, a big puncher, I believe he goes to sleep. That's just my honest opinion.
Me too. So I just hope that he's ready to. Somebody's gotta go.
Do you know a fight I'd like to see is him against Povetkin?
Well, that'd be a great fight.
That would be a fight, because Povetkin likes pressure. He likes putting on you. He likes shutting things down. He's got all them short uppercuts. Body is all short and sharp. And I think the power of him, that would be the test for him for heavyweights.
Because they're mates, aren't they? Or is it him and Lomachenko? They're all mates, aren't they?
Lomachenko.
Lomachenko. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, that would be a good matchup. But we don't know where Povetkin's going to be in a bit. Anyway, we don't know if he's going to be victorious against Dill or if he's going to be the loser. So I really don't know how that's going to fare. But it's looking pretty positive to see Usyk with Joyce. I've been watching Joyce and Sandra. I'd like to get them. Do you reckon we could get them on? I'd like to get him on, man.
I've been trying a while. I mean, I've been trying, especially with Sam. I've been trying to get Sam on. He's been a bit busy, obviously, with Florian Marku and a few other of his fighters. But hopefully we can get him on.
Yeah, at some point. Do you know what I mean? So basically, we've all already just said Usyk don't have a chance in hell.
The only way Usyk's going to win is points.
Done. Yeah. See you later. Points
or Joyce. Joe gets an injury. If Joe gets an injury and they pull him out, or it's on points. Yeah, an eye injury, a bad cut.
Yeah, no, shoulder injury. Fucking bad cut from Usyk. Well, you never know.
Clash
of heads. You never know. Yeah,
clash of heads.
Clash of heads. You never know.
I just had a question in my head about all right, so obviously Joe Joyce, this is kind of fast tracked him because he's older. He's already 35, probably gonna be 36 this year. Where do if he does lose against Usyk, is this really going to be really detrimental to his career because of his age?
It's hard to answer that because how can you rebuild him? He's 35. Can the changes be made? Who's out there for him? Who's out there? If he loses this fight, what channels does he go? Does he wait for? Would he get Dylan White against the Povetkin? Whoever wins out of that, could he get that?
It maybe because he's pretty high ranked in the. But then his ranking would probably go down.
Ranking would probably go down. Yeah.
And then what's happening with Triple D? Where does that lie? Is that a rematch? Would that happen again? Is that the way back?
There would be no reason to rematch that.
But it's just to get him back on the platform. Yeah. Would they go down that way to get him on the platform again?
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying.
It probably fights. I don't know. Maybe someone who's just outside the championship credentials. Maybe I don't know.
And out of the top 15, they'd have to drop into
maybe a Michael Hunter or something like that from the American fighter. Maybe
because really, Michael Hunter is naturally a cruiserweight anyway.
Yeah.
So they're of similar build anyway. I guess, but then that rebuilding takes another couple years because everybody will be
37.
Yeah, it'd be 37, 38, and everybody would be doing their mandatories, doing their thing. He'd be frozen out for a couple of years. I think this he has to really win this fight.
Yeah, right, so let's throw this in. So he wins. What happens next against AJ or Fury? Is that the way it's going to go?
That's the way that's the way
that fight the winner.
Yeah, that's the way that they picture it.
How's that going to go?
Depends though. The thing is, depends if they. I mean, I'm hearing obviously Joshua.
They might have a trilogy. So.
Yeah, they might have a trilogy. So we never know. Obviously, if they have one fight, say Joshua wins the first fight, and Fury wants to exercise his right for a rematch, they have another fight there.
Ended on 2022.
Yeah,
so that's will happen in 2023.
That could be another 2 years.
Yeah, so he'd have to do something in between. That's where maybe
and then
fight who wins Povetkin and White.
Yeah. That's what I would look at more.
That's the best bet, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's where he'd have to go. And then if if Dill didn't beat Povetkin and Povetkin won, and then it's Joyce with Povetkin. Povetkin's already 41-2. So then by that time you'd be fighting an old Povetkin. I think Povetkin personally. I think it's all right. I think Povetkin personally, if he doesn't win this, I reckon he'd just retire. I don't think he'd carry on going.
This is Povetkin's last shot at a world title for me as well. I believe, obviously, being a former world champion, I believe now this is the time he needs to repeat that performance and get another win, and then maybe fight the winner of Joshua.
I don't think that'll happen.
But I don't think that'll happen. Yeah, me too.
I think Dylan's got to come out the way he used to fight. Come out and be that aggressor, be the animal, and pressure and go at him 100 miles an hour. That's what Dillian Whyte's about. He's not about trying to be sophisticated and, you know, trying to take his time and looking at face shots. And
he did box well. Really well.
But if you brought the old Dylan back, he would have finished that.
Yeah,
he would have dealt
I was
with
waiting to see that. He wanted to show that he could box, and then I think he got bored with showing us that he could box. That little lapse got him pulled. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he can't afford that lapse, because then if
I reckon 3 rounds. That fight's going to not last more than 3 rounds. 4. He's going to come out 100 miles an hour.
Yeah.
And he's going to be fit. How long has he been in camp? He's been in camp.
Yeah, he's been in Portugal now with Jab.
Next month,
obviously, I know. I know he's training well, Javier Miller, and he's looking in great shape. Honestly, I'm hearing so many good things about Dylan. He's looking in great shape, and I believe he stops him this time. Honestly, I believe Dylan stops.
I hope he.
I do.
I've never seen Dill out of the 18 stone bracket. I'd like to see him in the top end of 17 stone. I'd like him to strip down a little bit more, just to allow a bit more movement and a bit more fluidity. He'd still obviously obtain power because he's, top end of 17 stone. But I'd like him out of the 18 stone bracket now. Because
if he has the same effect, like AJ, when AJ lost the weight against Ruiz, it was totally different. Totally different.
You have to strip it down.
I think So I'd like even if he lost like quarter of a stone, half a stone, I think it will make a big impact.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. So then potentially it could be Dylan Whyte against Joyce.
Well, that'd be a great fight.
That would be a great fight.
That'd be some fight, honestly.
That would be a tear up.
That'd be some fight, and I would love to see that, honestly.
No one's getting knocked out. That's going to points, but a possible. I'm going to be real. If anyone's getting knocked out, it's Dylan.
You think?
In that fight.
It's hard. That's hard
the hard.
That's the hard call. Because Dylan's got power. He has power, and he's got heart. He's got a chin.
He's got a chin, but not for them uppercuts. But I don't really know Joyce to throw an uppercut.
Joyce not
he's on the long game.
If you want to beat Dylan, that's what you're going to have to put into your game plan. Uppercut.
So
it could be put into his game plan, and if it's executed, that's where I see that Dylan could falter. That's where I see he could falter again with Povetkin, and that's what
I'll tell you what will top that fight is to come out of COVID and have a crowd. That would top that fight.
I mean, that would be amazing, honestly.
He said he said he doesn't care if he doesn't get a crowd. He said he doesn't care because he fought without a crowd. He was one of the first boxers to fight from Eddie's fight camp without a crowd, and it was quite airy. And when that uppercut happened, that was wild. Everything was just exhausted.
It was a boom, explosion.
He was out.
He
was out before he fell on the ground. You saw it when you saw the close-ups and the slow-mo. Gone. I was worried.
Yeah, it's whenever a boxer gets put on the floor, it's a worrying time.
Yeah, I was worried. And do you think that having the fight that he would have had it 2 months later, the rematch, that it was actually a good thing to have it a bit longer? That
from a coach's point of view, for me, Povetkin getting COVID was a blessing. Because I think Dylan would have taken it too easy. Too soon, not too easy. And there's nothing wrong with Dylan doing that because he's a boxer, he's a fighter. So he wants to get back in the ring. Losing is not the way fighters are bred. He wants to get back and prove to the world, this is what I'm about, this is who I am. But at that situation, COVID, for me,
COVID saved the day, did it?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think he's had a good rest, he's had a good recovery. He's trained now. He's got that buzz back. He's looking strong. I've seen him on Instagram. He's looking strong. And obviously they've worked on bits and pieces on the game plan. And I think he's going to come back.
And knock out. Knock out Povetkin. But the only thing that I'm scared about is the narrative that's going to be after is, he won because Povetkin had COVID. Like, he's just recovering from COVID.
Do you know what? People can make all the excuses they want and they can point all the fingers they want, but two great warriors are getting in that ring, and it's what happens there and then that matters. Don't worry about all the stuff afterwards. And get rid of it.
I think Dillian's can't be worrying about what people got to say, because the same people were jumping on his back after he lost to Povetkin. People were writing him off again. So he can't really think about what people are going to be saying if he wins this fight or if he loses this fight. He just got to go in there, do the business, and move on. Because for me, he's had a lot of time wasted by not having his mandatory and not ever fighting for a world title, which for me has been criminal.
Well, his whole career has been a waste. They've taken the mickey out of him. They've kept him waiting. They've messed him around. Fights have dropped out, and then he's had to fight nobodies, and then everybody's going, "Well, who's he fighting?" Well, he's got to fight somebody. Give the man a break.
He wants to stay active.
So sometimes fighters can't get fights because of who they are. They can't get that fight. Then someone will come along who wants to fight him. And for that fighter, I don't care. I just need to get in the ring. I need to move. I need to feel that. I need to, I need to slip. I need to put my jab out. I need to grab them up. I need to do this. I need to be in a camp. That's their life. Without it, it's like losing your arm. 1 minute you can do everything, next minute your arm's gone, and that's the way it is for a fighter. You need to fight. You need to be in that ring. It has to happen.
I would like to see Dillian fight Deontay Wilder and fuck him up.
Oh,
I think we'd all like that. I think we'd all see that.
But the biggest downfall is Wilder's got that. He's got that magic hand.
He's got the right hand.
He's got
listen.
And he waits.
He said, you lot need to fucking be aware and be on point for 12 rounds. All I need is 2 seconds. That's the truth. If you watch back any of Wilder's fights, on the cards, round after round, he loses every single round.
He loses. That one punch. That one punch.
The thing is with Wilder, not many people have pushed him back, made him fight on the back foot. Apart from Tyson Fury.
Apart
from Tyson Fury, no one's made him
he was confused. He didn't know what to do. Didn't have a clue. Even his corner, if you listen to some of the instruction, when he was on his back foot, there was nothing clear for him. They weren't saying nothing to him.
Yeah. You know why? Because the stuff that they would want to say and could say, it came out later. He didn't want to hear anything in training. He didn't want to adapt anything else. He wanted to be smoke blown up his ass and just told to be dependent on the right hand. He literally thought his right hand was his always.
There's nothing worse. There's nothing worse than a boxer who thinks he knows better than his coach. If you've got an elite boxing coach who, when you're a coach, you're not just a coach. You're their mental well-being. You can see little indications when they're in the ring if they're into a panic. Mm-hmm. You can read that person like a book, and you've only got there because of your coach. You think these people, they all come into the gyms and they can't throw a punch, and who teaches them? Then all of a sudden, you get to a level and you think you know more than that coach does.
Then coach your fucking self. Then.
You know what I mean?
It's going to have to.
Coach yourself. Yeah. I'd love to see that fight. He was calling out Dillian, and then all of a sudden that stopped when Dillian was like, all right, I'll fight you if I'm not.
I'd love Dillian to fight him. Yeah. I love Dillian. Because I just pray that he'd get that knockout. I would pray for that.
Wilder will duck that. He is not fighting. Right. Yeah. But I heard that there's some form of pressure that's being applied by the sanctioning bodies that is a potential fight to happen.
Good.
I believe Wilder wants it more now because he knows that obviously he lost to Fury now. He's got no belt. He can't.
He needs that step.
He needs that fight.
That step.
It's always.
That's what they're saying. That if Dillian Whyte wins against Povetkin, Wilder's best move is to fight Dill because that puts him
all day long.
Yeah,
all day long.
Get back into the runnings for him. So
you think Dillian hasn't had many fights? I'll tell you, the end of this year, the start of next year, he could end up with 2-3 fights in a year. It'd be brilliant for him. I wish him. I wish that would happen for him. I really do.
Saying that, do you think, because I said this on one of my last shows, that I feel that boxers don't fight enough, and all right, depending on what weight cut, I feel that heavyweights should fight a minimum of 2 fights a year and a maximum of 3.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
One in January, February, 1 in May, June, and 1 in December. I remember when Mike Tyson was always on the telly, he'd be fighting five fights in like 6 months. He was always fighting.
Do you know, for me, and maybe I shouldn't say this, and I'll probably upset a few people, and I don't mean to do that.
We don't care.
I do. I don't want to be on here to upset people, but I think...
We don't business, Andy. We don't care.
I think the modern day boxing is too protected. It's too much about let's build them up. Let's get, 10, 15, 20
let's do the cherry picking.
Bouts, and you're 20-0. Let's get up the pecking order. You know what?
Let's protect the O. Yeah. The O's everything.
You know what? Them boxers are there as entertainers. They're there to entertain the crowd.
Everyone's on a Mayweather.
Let's do it.
You're not.
Yeah. That's why I love Dillian Whyte, because Dillian Whyte wants to get out there 2-3 times a year. He don't care.
He don't care.
He's an old throwback for me of a heavyweight. Look at the old back of Tyson, Lennox Lewis, all these guys just wanted to fight. They're not really bothered about.
He'll go out on his shield. He will fight until he goes out on his shield. Old school of boxing.
Yeah.
So you agree that boxers should box a bit more then in the year?
Yeah, and I think like the British Board of Boxing, the American Board of People, they need to stipulate to fighters, even if you've had 5, look, you need to fight this person. You need to do this. You need to fight. Yeah. So, start off on a 70-30. Within 5 fights, you should be doing a 60-40. Within 10 fights, you should be doing 50-50. Yeah, well, I don't get all this.
Sometimes you could do a 60-40 and then split the gate, or PPVs or whatever. Like, there's always more incentives. I don't understand why people like this with this Errol Spence, and just going off topic a bit with like these Errol Spences and Bud Crawford. Errol Spence doesn't want to fight Bud because he feels that he should be 70-30 or 60-40. Mate, if you feel that you can knock him out and fucking get 60%. What's the fuck wrong with you? 60% of fucking 5 mil is still a lot of money.
I like 60% of £1,000.
Because nothing from nothing leaves nothing. 60% of 0 is 0. So if you're not fighting, your 60% is nothing. It's just like, I just don't get with all this why people, this bartering is just like, it's holding up the divisions. It's holding up sick fight.
But Chann, it's changed. It's changed because of COVID. People are fighting 50-50s a lot quicker now. Because they want to fight. So COVID's done us a favour.
COVID's done us a favour in some ways. You can see the pros and the cons. You could take a positive out of a negative. But I'm fed up of seeing everyone hold up divisions. I'm fed up of like Manny Pacquiao holding up the WBA. Just fucking vacate the belt, fam. If you want to do a trailer load of flipping.
But the governing body should be. They should police it. They should. Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
no, I mean you got till this date.
I agree with that, Andy, because you look at Josh Warrington recently. He's had to vacate his belt because they put pressure on, and IBF put pressure on him to fight Kid Galahad. So why can that not be the same with lacks of Manny Pacquiao and WBA? I think these governing bodies pick and choose who they want to put pressure on.
Of course they do.
Yeah, because then they know they get more sanctioning fees from the person that holds the most weight, and it's
all about the lolly. It's all about, and that's the unfortunate thing about boxing now. they're pulling the beauty out of the game.
There's too many belts.
There's too many belts. There's too many. You know, it's like you got promoters controlling the fighters, controlling where they're going, and you know, not saying all promoters, not saying all fighters, but they'll see a fighter who can sell tickets, keep him safe. You know, because he's sold 200,000 tickets. Next time we're going to sell another 200,000 tickets. Let's get a bigger stadium. You know, let's protect him. Let's protect him. Let's protect him.
Yeah,
a world champion. It should be a world. You should go anywhere in the world because you're the champ, and you shouldn't be scared to fight anybody.
I think the boxing business has always been prevalent in boxing, of course, but I think it's now becoming more business than actually fucking boxing.
Boxing for real. Yeah. Yes.
I spend most of my time watching the promoters go back and forth on the fucking telly more than the fucking boxers.
Yeah. And the boxers don't even talk anymore. The promoters are
like they're the boxers now.
Yeah, or the coaches.
Yeah, it's wild.
Let the boxers get on with it, man. It's their glory. It's their stage. It's not about the promoter, the coach, or anybody else. It's about that boxer. That's what it's about.
Mate. It needs to go back, and this is what I'm saying. And then you introduce all this YouTube shit.
Go on, Chann.
Andy, leave me to YouTube. Leave you to Jermaine to YouTube. This is hard, Jermaine. Why are we not? Well, that's like me and Jermaine going, we're going to fight now.
Yeah, that'd be crazy.
I'd like to see that.
Yeah. So
I don't think I'll be getting in there anytime soon, mate.
It's just wild. I just don't really understand it. It's just like, stay in your lane, man. Like, YouTubers just be YouTubers. I don't mind YouTubers wanting to fight other YouTubers. But when I'm just seeing this YouTubers want to be like Floyd Mayweather, like, I love him. I did a special on him. And it's just like, why are you coming out of retirement to just do one of the Paul brothers?
Money. He's called Money Mayweather.
Money.
It's got, like, just stay home.
Yeah.
Like, you're a legend. You've got a massive legacy. Like, we don't. It's just like you're going to be fighting what is he, a cruiserweight? How's that going?
I'm not even sure what weight class he is.
It's a cruiser. Well, Jake Paul or whatever the other one is. Two of them, I get them mixed up because I don't really care. They're both cruiserweights. I thought they was heavyweights, but they're both. I was corrected the other day by Travis.
Cruiser.
They're cruisers.
Is that what they are? I don't even know.
They're cruisers. So where's Floyd going?
I don't even know.
What is this? What? I don't get it. This is
he wants 51-0. That's what he wants.
Yeah.
Better mind you don't get 51-1 or 50-1.
50-1. That'd be a turn up to the books, wouldn't it?
I ain't betting. Yeah, betting on that, you just have to bet Floyd.
But you know, Floyd wouldn't care less because he'd still get how much? 100 grand. 100 million. 100 million. Sorry. 100 million. Yeah.
If Floyd's 500 grand, I'd get my Kleenex tissues out now.
No, 100 mil.
Yeah, but I just think Floyd, his brand is now built on his own. He can't ever lose that own. He can't. He can't lose that own. So whatever he's doing now with these lot is
he could be. You know, he knows how to promote. He knows he's been in boxing all his life. His uncle and his dad are probably, you know, two of the most famous people on the planet when it comes to coaching. They were, you know, they were good boxers. Yeah. They're very technical trainers. Yeah. And Floyd's got all of that. Yeah. You know, and he should now put all that back into boxing and bring his fighters up, and he can earn a stack of money doing that.
Yeah.
De La Hoya, look at him. De La Hoya made how much money? Still making money.
Yeah. I agree.
On my nerves, Oscar De La Hoya. Gets on my nerves.
Good fighter.
He was a great fighter.
Yeah, I could watch him over and over.
I still watch his fights and that, and all that, but I do watch a lot of Floyd's fights over and over and over and over, and I always see something different than I didn't see before. Like when I watch Floyd's fights, he's amazing.
He's a defensively, he is
of all time,
this world.
In my opinion.
Yeah, and it's little movements. It's little. Everything's like short, sharp, little movements. Gloves are just, breezing past. His timing and his range.
His face and his body. And he knows how to utilise them ropes, mate.
Yeah.
Yep.
And ropes help him with his movement. Like
without a doubt.
He's a G. What's Destroy YouTube saying? Well, you want to destroy YouTube, then you wouldn't see us if you destroy YouTube. And it's still Bomb Squad all day. And we do like AJ, Usyk, Dubois, Joyce. We don't like Dillian and Queen Fury. And Queen Fury, though. They're calling your guy Queen Fury.
Oh, well, I don't know about that.
He ain't my guy, so I don't mind you can call him Queen Fury all day. He gets on my nerves as well. He'll never take an interview with me. He'd be like, yo, this girl has slewed me. Slewed me. It's not even slewing, I just tell the truth. And people can't, like Tom Cruise said in A Few Good Men, you can't handle the truth. People can't handle the truth. Like, you've never defended a belt. Ever. I don't care. Lineal, nothing. Nothing. You vacated them to go and sniff a whole ton of Charlie and fucking mate. Like, nah. You can't start calling people out like you're no, listen, I respect that you overcame.
She's off on one.
I respect it all day long, I respect the journey and I respect the discipline. I give credit all day where it's due. But please eat some humble pie and stop trying to rag out on all these fighters and AJ and he's a bum and he's a bum. But listen, mate, you've never defended a title. You've had like 43 fights. You've never defended a title. You are not a true champ, in my opinion. You're not a true champ if you haven't defended a belt, Andy. You're not. It's
they're showmen. It's about the sell. Look at the way you're reacting. So Tyson, he's doing his job because he's getting reactions.
He ain't fighting me.
He's got a reaction. No, but he's got a reaction. You're the crowd.
Well,
you're the people that will watch.
Yeah, we'll react to this, Tyson Fury. If you ever watch this, mate, can you just at least defend a belt once in your whole life just before
He will now against
AJ.
Because now you will do it against AJ. The only reason why he's doing it against AJ because that's the time of that. That's it.
And you got to look at the life behind these fighters and what they go through.
I don't care.
Yeah, but you have to. Mental welfare. Yeah, you do.
No. I care about mental welfare, but let's not use it as your brand.
No, I don't think he uses it as his brand. There's a lot of people that will look up to Tyson because he has been through it, he understands it, and he can sympathise with it.
And now you're a boxer with the mental health. You're a boxer, and you've overcame it, or you manage it. Your boxing.
Yeah. So you got to go. Well done.
So well done. Now defend the belt because you're now.
He will.
Say he defends his belt against Joshua. He beats Joshua maybe once or twice. Then he fights a Dillian White. Defends all these belts against the Dillian White, and goes on to retire. What would you say about him? Would you show him a bit more respect that way if he's done that?
Say that again. Sorry, my computer.
So say
to do Adobe Flash.
You're not using excuses, are you? No excuses.
Okay. No. Say obviously Tyson Fury fights Joshua. He beats him once or twice. Then goes on to fight Dillian White and retains his belts. Then retires. What would you say then about his career? Would you say he's not defending his titles, or would you still give him respect he deserves?
If he beats Joshua twice and then goes and fights Dillian.
And beats Dillian White.
We know he's not going to fight Dillian White after AJ. We know this. He said AJ's his retirement plan.
We said Cesaro's his retirement plan. He said
let's just answer the question. Go on, just hypothetically.
When I say that he defended the belt. Yeah, he defended the belt then, technically, hasn't he? He's defended the belt three times. Twice with AJ and then once with Dill. Yeah, he's defended it.
And then you got to say...
But then you defended it like, look how late he defended.
You're digging him out. Even though he's done it, you're still going to dig him out.
No, so technically, he's defended the belt then. Yeah, technically he's defended the belt.
Come on, Tyson!
I just think it's a joke that he hasn't yet. I've never seen a boxer. Could you imagine Mike Tyson fighting 43 times and never defending the belt? Could you imagine Lennox Lewis fighting 50 times and never defending a belt? Could you imagine Floyd Mayweather fighting 49, 50 times and never defending a belt? The slewage that they would get, that couldn't even happen. Why is this happening now?
You know what? Because times have changed.
Yeah.
So
boxing has changed. It's not down to the fighters. Not everything's down.
No, it is. No,
it's not.
What would you say? What would you say about Deontay Wilder? Deontay Wilder's had what 10 title defenses, mostly against bums. Against bums.
But you know what? They are against bums, but we're doing technical. At least he's defended belts. He's defended. He's done about 6 defenses. 5. He had the WBC belt for 5 years. He defended within that 5 years. But he defended nonetheless. At least he's done it.
Yeah, but he hasn't fought anybody of any caliber.
And then I can say,
but if you're a world champion.
No, you can't say but for Deontay Wilder, but it's not a but for Tyson Fury. Technically, if Tyson Fury beats AJ twice, he's defended the belt twice. If he goes on to defend it against Dill, that's 3 defenses. Yes, we can say he's defended the belt 3 times, but look how long it took him to do it. So we can't.
Circumstances. You got to look at circumstances of life. Look what he's been through. Come on now. He come back from a bombshell. He come back from a bombshell.
He didn't have to come back. He chose to.
But he fought and he come back. Yeah, he lost the weight, got the drugs out of the way, mental health.
You have to do the rules. So you've come back and now you've got to play by the rules. We can't be going, because he had this and then because that means he can bypass all of the rules. If you don't, that's like, I say this, if you ever got in an Uber and the driver...
You love an Uber.
Yeah, I love it. And you can tell that the driver hates their job. And you're like, mate, I'm not making you be an Uber, you know. Like, you're choosing to be an Uber driver. If you don't like your job, mate, come out.
All right.
So that's how
all right. So let's...
You've chosen to be a boxer. Play by the rules.
Let's go a little bit deeper. Okay? Let's go a little bit deeper. So... it's what happens in life. So for 1 minute, hear me out. It's what happens in life. I've had a real rough life. I've been in care. I've done time. I've had a lot of crap that I'm not gonna. People who know me know.
Right. Okay. Issues.
Hold on.
The show.
But that could have taken me one way or the other. All right, one way or the other.
Come in here, make me cry. Don't start.
No, it's not about making you cry, darling. It's the reality of life.
I'll only cry for you because I like you. I don't care what Tyson's been through.
I could go one way or the other, but I luckily could pull myself together and get over the hurdles and get through life. But not everybody can do that. And people are going to trip and fall over. They'll pick themselves up and they will try. And Tyson Fury is trying.
I know, and he's trying very well with about 20, 40, 60 million in his bank. He's trying very well.
But still, he's trying.
Play by the rules. We will respect what you've gone through all day long. I respect just on a humanity level of what he's gone through. But now, you cannot take that and hold us all to fucking ransom with what you've gone through, why you feel that you negate the rules of boxing or of defending titles. You've been a pro boxer for 12, 13 years. Anthony Joshua has defended his titles, what? How long? How many title defenses? 7?
Yeah, but you've got to think about it.
7, 8? He's done every mandatory. He's done everything, mate. He's done everything.
Yeah.
But you've got to think about it. Tyson was at the ring for 2 years. And he's not held a world title since now. He's world champion now. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from. That he's not had a chance to defend his belts, but he's not been champion for long enough.
Them. When he had a chance to defend them, he didn't want them. He vacated them and decided. And obviously
because of mental health.
Mental health.
Yeah.
Because of mental health.
So cool. So how about this, son? if you're really interested in the belt, how about you go and get all of them back again then? If you really care about, he doesn't care about the belts. He's said it time and time again. He was trying to get Anthony Joshua to vacate his belt. He was like, even if it just makes the fight, they'll all vacate their belts because Anthony Joshua is the fight that he wants because he wants to retire. If he really cared about the belts, mate, he would say, I'm going to collect them all off Joshua and I'm going to continue just to keep fighting and I'm just going to defend my title because he's only 32 or 33. So really, he could be in the game for another 7 years. If he really cared about the belts,
he might shock you.
You don't care about those belts.
He might shock you.
Well, it's not
we're not going to know until he wins them belts. When he wins them belts, if he vacates them, we'll have the same. You can get us two back, and you can go. I told you, and I'll go, and I'll say I'm sorry.
I guarantee you, I'm going to knock you lot sense together. I would guarantee you what he's going to do. Yeah, he's going to get them belts. He's going to retire, and he's just going to vacate them. You don't need them anymore. He's going to get 100 milli.
Yeah, well, we have to wait and see. We have to wait and see.
Watch me.
We have to wait and see.
I'm the all-seeing eye. Oracle, they call me.
Do you feel better now? Do you feel better?
Yeah,
good. I'm glad we can assist you.
I need the therapy. See, I do. Sometimes
I'll send you an invoice.
£50. Because EJ's asking, look, where my £50, Andy? Lol, great show, man.
Yeah, wait till the fight. Wait till the fight, EJ. Wait till the fight, EJ.
You know we're connected. Everybody better have their 150.
They're trying to rob an old man.
We're getting them pinkies. That queen's getting my so everybody better have their money ready. These are some more things. Salute from out of the US of A. Yeah, big up. Jalik, I'm going to tell you off. You always spell my name with one N. I hate it. It says it there, Jalik. Look. Jalik, if I take this off, it says CHANN. He does it all the time. I think he does it to wind me up at this point.
Yeah. I think I need to start doing that.
Yeah, you do it. I'll
that easy. Hold on, let me get on the phone.
I'll be like that. Oh, Miss Andy, let me unblock. Andy's my tenor. Andy's my pal. He's good geezer. Good geezer. Sliver says Usyk has been fighting. He's forever. He's what? You lot is this. Grandma GCSE. You never take the GCSE in English. Clearly, Usyk. I don't know what you're saying, mate. Usyk has been fighting. He's forever. Don't get it twisted. What do you mean he's forever? Is he what for all eternity? For the power of Grayskull? Is he He-Man then? Is he? What does that mean? Tell me, Sliver. What does that mean? He's forever. What does that mean? I don't know.
Forever the champion.
Clearly he's not. So that don't make no sense. I don't know.
Where's Ohara? God.
It's kind of fine.
He must have got an Uber. The Uber took him somewhere else.
I'm going in Ohara now, live.
Yeah.
Ohara Davies, you are getting rung right now, Famalam.
Here we go.
8:25. Where? It's 8:42.
I shouldn't have said nothing.
Yeah.
You put him in it now.
I know. I'm sorry, Ohara. I'm sorry.
Oh, blame Andy. Oh, don't cry like you can't see the phone plug up in your car.
Yeah, see?
Don't worry. He knows I'll get him, though. So
I ain't talking to that Chann. No, I ain't even looking at the phone.
I'm literally going to be here in like 5 minutes.
Oh, okay. 5 minutes. Please tap in. Please tap in. It's 8:42. You're live. Yeah, everyone can hear you anyway. Yeah? All right, see you in a minute.
I'll be there in 5 minutes.
All right, coolio. All right, bye-bye. Bye. They don't want it with me. They may spar, they may be pro boxers, but it's not worth their life just pissing me off. I'll get you all. I tell ya. I can't wait to hear Ohara's take on what he thinks. Usyk can't beat AJ, Fury, Wilder, Ruiz. Just say he can't beat no one in the heavyweight division. Parker, Joyce, or even Dubois. Yeah, and do you know what? And guys, what do you think on that?
Well, I don't think anyone can fight Miller because he keeps getting banned. So you can throw that one out there as well.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely.
Miller, yeah. Yeah, go on. What do you think? Can Usyk beat AJ? We'll do it like this. Can Usyk beat AJ?
No.
Not for me, no.
I was waiting for Andy to say yes. I was really going to get
No. Look, AJ's he's done really well, but there's certain fighting styles that don't. And Fury, AJ,
amazing. Stop it, but he's done very well. Tyson Fury's all commendable because he sniffed loads of coke.
No. Tyson, you're a good geezer.
AJ hasn't done phenomenal. He's done phenomenal. He didn't sniff coke, and he still went through trials and tribulations. Went through the Olympics. Started boxing late. Got a gold. Yeah, let's give him some props here, please. People.
You know, it sounds like AJ's paying you. Are you getting us? Are you on the wages?
How much props I give him? As much as he's worth, he couldn't even afford how much props Can Usyk beat Fury?
No.
Nah, not for me, no.
Straight no.
No way. No way.
Wilder, possibly.
I don't think he can beat Wilder. I think he doesn't have the punching power to. He doesn't have the punching power to beat.
And Wilder's very long. He's very long, isn't he? He's got unbelievable leverage.
Wilder's like Usyk.
And Wilder will walk him down.
6'5".
Yeah.
And Wilder's like similar height, maybe about 6'5". But the reason why I say possibly, if he gets hit with the right hand, any of these lot get hit with deep.
Yeah, they're going down.
But what I'm saying is, some of them will get up, i.e. Fury. So, not everyone just...
Go on, Fury.
Oh, look, she's giving him a compliment.
Because I'm fair. This is what I'm trying to tell people. I'm fair. This is what I'm saying. I give credit where it's due. Just because you get hit with that right hand, don't mean that if you go down, don't mean you're not coming up, mate.
Yeah.
Get up.
That was the best get up ever.
Undertaker,
WWF. Best recovery ever.
WWF. That was WWF. That was sick. But really, that ref did some mad slow count though.
Oh, here we go. Oh man. Stop it. Move on. Move on.
Wilder possibly, in my opinion. Wilder possibly. Could Usyk beat Ruiz?
That would be an interesting fight.
Yeah.
But, if Ruiz is fit, and he doesn't abuse his weight, I think he's got it.
Ruiz can beat him up, innit? Yeah. Because he just throws his punches in bunches. You get him in the inside, that's where he thrives. So Usyk would have to dance. But Ruiz ain't the greatest of cutting off the ring. Depends if you get super fat.
No, he's not.
If you get super fat Ruiz, it's definitely no chance. If you get fat Ruiz, there's a little bit more chance. So that one.
This woman's crazy, man.
I apologise for wrecking anybody's careers after this show. I'll probably put it on private here. Don't get posted out. We'll just view it for our own entertainment. You know what I mean? Well, it's live right now. All right, so we'll skip Miller because he's an idiot. Yeah, he's not even in the ranks because he can't fight, like you said. Usyk, Parker.
That would be a good fight.
That would be a good fight. I think that'd be the most equal fight.
Yeah, like I said earlier in the chat, I said that obviously if he's going to win a world title, he has to fight someone like a Parker to win a world title.
Yeah,
because if he fights anyone else, he's not going to win a world title that way for me.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, Parker. At one point he was on. Oh, where he is.
Hey. Yes, Ohara. Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I'm late, guys.
You're
all right, man. You're all right.
You're late.
We're glad you turned up to rescue us.
Yeah.
she's killing us, bruv. She's killing us.
I'm mauling them, I'm in more mood. Yeah, I'm in more mood. So what we're gonna get now that you've joined us, is what do you think with Usyk Joyce? Where do you think what will happen? How do you feel about it? Where do you see it going? What's your pre prediction?
I feel like everyone doubted Joe Joyce before his last fight, but when he fought Daniel Dubois, everyone realized that this is no joke. Everyone saw Joe Joyce as like a big stiff idiot. He's just stiff and like a robot. But people don't understand that this guy won Olympic silver in the recent games just gone.
And he really should have got gold.
Should have won gold.
But
definitely.
A guy that's a big stiff idiot doesn't win that. And I feel like people made him all through the pros because he's a bit quiet. He don't really talk. But Usyk ain't no joke either. But one thing I will say about Usyk is that he's too small for the weight. And we saw that in his last fight. He's too small for the weight.
Definitely.
And Derek gave him some trouble. David gave him some trouble. So I feel like Usyk could win. I mean, I feel like Joyce could win. I think Joyce could win.
What technique would you see Joyce having to do?
I don't know, because I never saw Joe Joyce beating Daniel Dubois on the jab. That would have been the last thing to come into my head. That he's going to use the jab and beat Daniel Dubois. So Joe Joyce has got his own style that we don't understand. Even me as a fighter, I don't understand it. Joe Joyce is going to come with some next stuff and use that to beat Usyk.
Yeah. And do you see a way that Usyk can beat Joyce? And if so, how? Because he did beat Joe Joyce as an amateur. Yeah.
He beat him as an amateur. I feel like the way he'll beat Joe Joyce is footwork, moving around the ring, because he can't fight Joyce, and he ain't knocking Joyce out. So he has to have really good footwork, head movement. Because Joyce can throw, he's accurate, smart, and Joyce has always got a great game plan.
He would just have to attack him. It would do. So do you reckon this fight, Joyce and Usyk, will it go the distance? Will there be a KO? What do you reckon?
I think it'll go to points.
You reckon it'll go to points? Oh,
I reckon it'll go to points.
You're the only one on the panel that said that. Really?
I reckon it'll go to points.
Joyce knocking off his block.
I don't see Joyce doing that, because when you look at Daniel Dubois is really inexperienced compared to
Dubois. We're talking about Usyk, fam.
I know, but I don't see Joyce stopping Usyk, because Usyk's too smart. He's got good head movement, footwork,
and he can dance.
I don't see Joe Joyce getting stopped, because Joe Joyce is really hard to hit. And his chin is made out of granite. It's made out of something that we haven't seen on this earth.
So Ohara, if Joe Joyce connects that one punch, do you think Usyk's movement would collapse?
I don't think so.
And then you don't think so? You think he'd wear a good solid backhand a couple of times?
I don't know who this guy is that's saying he's Ohara Davies on the bottom left of the screen. Can a real Ohara Davies please stand up?
No, it's good to have opinions. It's good.
I feel like Joe Joyce hasn't got that one bang knockout power. Joe Joyce is more like throw him a few shots, days him out, and then the referee jumps in.
I'm confused.
Like Daniel Dubois is the kind of fighter that has that one punch KO power. Joyce hasn't.
Dubois has one punch KO power against low level fighters.
But Joe Joyce hasn't even had that against fighters that are low level either.
He fought Usyk. He's an Olympian.
You see, but that alone doesn't give him that one punch KO power.
He can do 2-punch KO power.
Not 2, probably 5 or 6 punch. But once he hits Usyk with the first 2 shots, Usyk's head ain't gonna be there. Usyk's way too big. And the footwork's gonna help him move on.
That's what I said. That's a possibility. That's the only.
But if he steps him down,
if he
uses the jab, steps him down, closes him up. Now, not in the early rounds. He's got to work hard and take the shots. The later rounds, I think Joe Joyce, if he can smother him, lean on him, wear him down, then I think he's got a good chance.
I reckon so.
Yeah, it's a knockout, fam. If that goes to points, Usyk's won. If it ever goes to points, Usyk's won. And I'd be shocked for it to go to points, because that means Usyk has danced around two quite good boxers, and it just shows that Usyk may fare well in the heavyweight division after all. Then, because
but AJ and Tyson Fury now that's a different level. That's a different level.
That's true.
Yeah, so you can't compare them.
They're quick. They can dance as well. They're as fit as well. Like to it's. I don't feel that.
And they've got snappy jabs. They've got good movement.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And Usyk hasn't got the power to stop them boys.
No, he can just.
I don't think he can
just point score.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. And your points ain't going to help you once you get knocked out in the end. So yeah, it don't really matter. And them lot can point score and knock you out. Usyk can just point score but can't knock you out.
Yeah.
So he has to rely on going the distance to win, to possibly win. Whereas them lot, it's more likely that they can win by a KO, or they could win also on points if it has to go on points. Because technically wise, AJ and Fury are still technically got 6 techers that they can win by points as well. Or it could get a draw. Do you know what I mean? But people like Chisora's, you're never going to win on points because you're not that tech savvy guy with point scoring. You're the brawler. You know the ones, you're a brawler. I feel that way. I'm a bit split down the middle with Joyce. He is a brawler, but he's a boxer. But it depends what we're gonna see though. If it does go to points, guys, just say devil's advocate, it went to points out of Usyk and Joyce. Who's winning on points?
Usyk.
Jermaine?
Yeah, I think, like I said earlier, that's the only way I can see Usyk winning that fight is on points. I can't see him stopping Joe. I just can't.
No,
he's not. Yeah. He's not a big enough puncher to stop Joe for me.
Yeah, so if it goes to points, it's Usyk.
Yeah.
I don't know. Go either way.
If it went to points, it could go 50-50, you reckon?
50-50.
Yeah, possibly. I could see that.
What makes you say that, Ohara?
Because Drace is a good fighter as well. Drace is good. Like when he fought in his last fight, that could have easily gone points. Like in the bar fight, that could have easily gone to points. And if it did go points, then Drace would have won. So Drace is he's smart, technical. He don't rush into it. Drace, he's smart thinker. He's bigger than Usyk. He's got size. If he can kind of bully him, throw him around, and then nick the 5 points, that's a possibility that could happen.
Yeah.
The thing with Triple D is he was static.
Yeah.
It's easy to score points off of him. Would Joyce be able to score them points off of Usyk? That's do you know what I mean? Because of his movement and head movement and
he's got good foot movement and head movement. But what Joyce got, he's got size and he's a lot bigger than Usyk, so the size could work to his advantage. Yeah.
And what do you see with because we're speaking about this? If Usyk loses, where does he go? Or if first of all, do you think Usyk's going to do well in the heavyweight division at all? Oh,
I don't think so.
No, do you reckon he'll lose his own, won't he?
I reckon so.
He'll lose his own, won't he?
I don't think he's cut for that weight.
Yeah,
no, definitely not.
So would you reckon that he should go to Bridger then?
Yeah, Bridgerweight, cruiserweight.
No, cruiser he's done. He's already cleaned up. He's undefeated in cruiser. Can't go back down there. There'd be no point.
There's some good fights out there in cruiserweight store for him if he was
there is. Yeah.
But even Lawrence Okoli's like leaving the cruiser. He's going to go to light heavy. Oh no, he's going to go to heavy. He wants to go to light heavy. He wants to go to. Does he want to go light heavy or heavy?
He wants
to go to heavyweight. Anyway, he wants to go to
heavy. He's going to go heavy.
He's bigger than light heavy. Yeah, so he wants to go from cruiser to heavy. Okoli
might be saying that. Okoli might be saying that But I don't. I think he knows in his heart he ain't cut out for that weight either, and he knows that. He knows. I've seen him spar AJ. I've seen him spar Joe Joyce. I've seen them all spar over at Sheffield, and I remember seeing AJ and Coley spar, and I was looking at. I was like, mate, AJ's massive, and this guy's, even though he's big, he ain't nowhere near AJ size.
Yeah.
So
nah.
if he goes up to that weight, all that reach he's got and the power he's got is all taken away from him. But at the weight class he's in now, he can use that to his advantage.
He can use that to his advantage, yeah.
I feel like he says it, and I feel like he might think, oh yeah, I can work at that weight. But when it comes down to it, I think he'll sit down with his team and he'll sit down and he'll say, you know what, I'm staying at this weight class here.
Yeah, dominate it.
I had done an interview recently with Chris Smith, and he's saying that obviously that Cody wants to go up to heavyweight after maybe winning the world title. Do you think he should maybe stay at cruiserweight and try unify the division and maybe become undisputed?
Cody might say that, but I don't think he really means it. I don't think he means it. I don't think we're going to see a Coley at heavyweight. I'm pretty sure we're not going to see a Coley.
Yeah, I totally agree.
It's something that you say, but not something you really go through.
I disagree.
Why?
Because he wants to kind of follow in the footsteps of Anthony Joshua, and he kind of
Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, I disagree. I think he really does want to go and make his mark in the heavyweight division. I think he really wants to try and attempt to. He's come a long way. He's with who's he with? Shane McGuigan.
McGuigan.
Shane,
yeah. They've done really well. He's done really well for him as well.
Yeah, Coley's never been big, has he? He's always been
lean,
at that weight. Yeah, he's very lean. He's
powerful. He's
powerful and he's lean. So for him to bulk up, it's not impossible, but I don't think it's going to be a comfortable situation for him.
Yeah, but remember he said originally he's a fat kid. So boxing has actually curved his weight down to make him be able to keep a disciplined weight. He said it's easy for him to
but maybe it's taking him to his natural weight. You know, being it's the natural weight. It's, you know, what's he walking around at? 14 and a half? You know, he's about 14 and a half, isn't he? He must be about that.
What, walking around or fighting?
Yeah, but walking around is probably
going to be more.
But I've never seen him big. Never seen him big. And what's the heavyweights? What are they, 17, 18?
No,
18
that's super
stone?
heavies. That's super heavies. They come in, heavyweight comes in at 200 now, didn't it? Or some 224 now.
That's the smaller end, isn't it?
Yeah, that's the smaller end. So I think, what does he walk around at? Well, he must walk around at least like, 180?
No idea.
I don't know. Yeah, I think his frame he's carrying the right weight for his frame.
What do you walk around at when you're not usually?
I fight at 63.5 kilos.
Yeah.
When I'm not in camp at the moment, I'm probably 70 kilos, 69, 70 kilos. I keep quite relatively fit anyway.
Yeah.
So, between 69 and 72 kilos.
So you don't stray too far from your fight weight, too far?
No.
Yeah. But not everyone's like that though.
Not everyone's like that, not because of trends, but it's like
it's their genetics. Yeah.
Some people, they just have a little burger and they put on 10 pounds.
Yeah.
I can eat as much as I want.
Bear. Me too. I have to eat bear consistently for 2 weeks before the pounds start. Come on, yeah. I've got a high metabolism. It's my mouth. It goes a mile an hour.
Really?
You wouldn't have thought, would you?
Never.
Not me. This Wilton flour. No, never. Not me. Not I. I'm just looking at also, how would you think? That Usyk. All right. So we was doing other like dynamics. So how would you feel with Deontay Wilder fighting Dillian
White?
Yeah.
I don't know. Like we're saying Deontay Wilder, but we're not sure what he is yet, what mindset he's at. Is he going to come back better? Is he going to come back worse? We're not sure what Deontay Wilder is there yet. We need to see what Deontay Wilder comes back. Is he going to be the same?
Yeah.
And then we can make our judgment. Because everyone says Deontay Wilder, judging him on how he fought in his last fight and the fight before. But that's when he was unbeaten at his best. Now that loss messed him up mentally. We're not sure if he can come back from that loss. We need to see how he fights in his next few fights before we make that judgment.
Yeah, yeah. Because they're saying that basically that if what we're saying, so if Povetkin and Dillian goes wrong, basically whoever wins out of Povetkin and Dillian, the way that Wilder can get back into the rankings is to fight the winner out of that, because then he'd be back in the rankings. That's the season. So he'd either have to fight Dill or he'd either have to fight Povetkin.
We're not even sure if he's gonna fight again. We haven't seen anything of him in the gym.
I know he's fighting.
Apparently he's fighting Andy Ruiz. Apparently.
No, he's fighting Charles Martin.
I've heard that, but it's all speculation. It's all speculation. There's no video. There's no videos of him and a new coach. No videos of him in the gym. There's been nothing. He's been quiet as a mouse. So that loss affected him big time, and we're not sure. And we're not sure if he's gonna fight again. We're not sure.
Yeah, it's just heavily speculated because Charles Martin's kind of come out and addressed it that, you know, they should be he would, because they're in the same. They're both PBC fighters. So he said if the fight's easy to make, it should be going ahead. But like you said, we never know until they sign on the dotted line. But that seems to be the next fight that he's looking to do. And then everyone's saying, is that a tune-up fight? Because, you know, Martin, you know, he got knocked out by AJ. Who else beat him? Who else beat Martin? Mr. Prince Charles.
Someone else did.
Yeah, someone else did. He's got a few losses. But, I mean, he's under Eddie Reynoso now. So that may bring out a new set of quality skill sets coming from him. Like, maybe we should judge him on his old self. So if he does fight Wilder, he's saying he's not a tune-up, because he said Wilder's in his same team, but he said he don't get to smack him up. So until, like you're saying, until we see Wilder actually take a fight, we don't know how to really gauge where he's at, like skill-wise, mentality-wise.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. 100%.
But that's what they're saying is the likelihood that that's how he'll get himself back into the rankings. That's the quickest way that you could do it, is fight the winner of Povetkin White. So be interested to see. And then, but what do you see? What will happen if? All right. So if Joyce, this is what we said. So if Joyce loses against Usyk, what happens to Joyce then? Where does he go?
Don't know.
I was like, I don't know.
Joe Joyce isn't young, and Joe Joyce has got world title ambition. So having world title ambition at the age that he's at, what is he, 35?
35.
Yeah, 35.
Having world title ambition at that age, if he fights Usyk and he loses, that world title ambition is basically down the drain, because it's going to take him a while to build up to where he's at, and sometimes
2-3 years.
Take him 2-3 years, and by that time he'll be done. He might say, you know what, I've made some good dough in boxing. Listen, I'm gonna call it a day early. That's what might happen, because it's a bit too long of a wait, and he ain't going down the weight class.
So he's just got into the limelight, and then all of a sudden, because he has one loss, so we have to say goodbye. Because he's like what, 10-0, 10-0.
It's not the one loss. It's the time, like Ohara said. It's the time period. So he's 35. 2-3 years. He's 37.
Yeah, so what are you saying? Where's he going? Should he retire then? Is that what you lot are saying?
He probably will. Yeah, he probably will. Yeah. Because who's he really going to fight? He's not going to.
He can still make some money.
He could do, but the thing with boxers is, you know, when they get to that stage, do they just want to make money? They want to finish on a high. You know, do you just want to go fighting people for the sake of fighting them?
Yeah.
And Ohara will answer that. You know, would you do that, Ohara?
Would I do what?
You know, if Joe Joyce lost and then he's got 2-3 years to build and you're 35, can you really see yourself going through that to build yourself to then try and get back on the stage at 37?
Even though Joyce is only 10-0, 11-0 or whatever, he's made money. when he fought David
Not a lot.
Without a doubt.
Yeah, not a lot. Not to put him into millionaire status. No,
Joe Joyce made enough money in that fight to say, you know what, I can retire, make a few smart investments, and live good for the rest of my life. I know that.
Not me. Sorry, that wasn't enough. I know that's not enough money. He hasn't made. Yeah, you made enough money. Yeah, you've got made enough money where you can do little investments here and there, but it's not. We ain't even in the mill bracket. We ain't even in the mill bracket. And then even if he's in the mill bracket, and then after tax, it's not retirement. I don't feel that.
Maybe not a mill after tax and after that just yet. But after this Usyk fight, he would have made way over a mill if you combine both the fight. If you combine both the fight purses. So sometimes it's not about you don't need to make 100 mil. You ain't got to make 10 mil. If you make 1.5 million, if you make 1.5 million, you make a few smart investments. You can live. You can live
without a doubt.
And he's still going to be quite relatively young. He can still do a few things on the side. He can still work.
He's young enough for that type of vibe. Yeah,
he's got a name, so so he could live. So I think if he loses, then he might have to. He might just say, you know what, I'm done. Call it a day. Joe Joyce doesn't think how we think.
Yeah,
I know Joe Joyce personally. Like I've met him quite a few times.
You think like how a boxer would think.
He's different than us. So even though we might think about the money, I don't know what he thinks about. I don't know if he's money.
He did say it I say it in an interview. I think it was with IFL like a couple of days ago. He's just like, I'm not really into for the money at the minute. Like I do want to make money, but I'm not solely. That's not my sole driving force. Do you know what I mean? These lot are just worried in the comments here. They're worried, you know. If you see the worries, if you see all this, suck your this and America v UK, I'm not even putting these all up. I'm trying to sift through the sludge.
Guys, I'm actually so sorry, guys. No, I've got a sheet up in like not long.
All right. He turns up late. He's the last one in, first one out.
Sorry. Ohara's a smart one.
Can I ask Ohara?
We will go on, Jermaine.
Any updates on your next fight?
Listen, man, look at the size of my stomach right now. I've been back in. I had a few weeks off. Got back in the gym. I've been training ever since, but I went to Dubai, had a week off. But now since I've been back in the gym working hard, doing my sprints this morning. I think I'll probably be ready to fight again April, May times because I can't rush things. That's what I learned after I fought Dave Matthews and then I fought Taylor. A few months later, one thing I learned is you can't have a big fight, win a big fight and a fight 3 or 4 months after. You need
you got to give your body time.
In boxing, a lot of times your team tries to rush you, people around you try to rush you because when you earn, they earn. So when you take a long break, they're thinking like, listen, go out there and fight. You got to but sometimes you just got to rest. So I think I'll be ready to fight again. April, May, June possibly. And so I think between April and June, I'll be back in. Obviously, I've got a new deal now after the Golden contract. So that's all going to be.
Who's your promoter going to be then?
I can't really say yet.
You know definitively who your promoter's going to be.
Yeah, it was all.
He does.
It was all.
It's Frank Warren.
My time in.
He's not saying nothing yet.
My time fighting in England's done. One thing I will say is that my time fighting in England's done. You know, I've had some great nights boxing in the UK.
Is that a clue?
Bro, I'm gonna bang down your life, fam, and you're gonna have to block me. Yo, what do you mean you're not in England? What?
Yeah,
bombs, fam.
I'm no longer going to be fighting in England. So after Eddie Hearn threw me under the bus for those years ago, and I've had my back and forth with the British boxing fans, and I feel like sometimes they don't like me. I feel like I'm not welcome.
Who cares? Some of them don't like you,
Who doesn't like you, Ohara? The British crowd.
I feel like the British boxing public don't really like me.
The British crowd don't like you. No, man. No.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that.
If I'm honest,
some of them don't. You didn't do yourself sometimes any favours. Oh, let's call it right. But at the end of the day, some people do like you. You just think like some people don't. Sometimes some people do. It don't matter.
Maybe like a small percentage like me, but the majority don't. But I feel like out in America, I'll be celebrated a lot more.
Or just don't try running down Floyd Mayweather when you're open.
That's the first place I'm going to. What are you saying, Floyd? No, I'm joking.
Yeah, that would be wild. That'd be wild if you did that. I'd be in stitches. I'd actually love it, to be fair.
No, I'm joking.
But Ohara, before obviously you not fighting in England again, is that basically rule out the fight of you and Anthony Fowler ever happening?
Listen, that's an exception. Like that fight right there is an exception. I said to Eddie Hearn, I will go up north, up to Liverpool. Me and Anthony Fowler will fight in his own hometown. As long as the money's right, the price is right, you pay me how much I want, the fight can happen. I told him.
How much you want?
We talk numbers.
250 and some stamps. No one's seen Friday.
Listen, man. Listen.
How much do you want? $250,000.
No, not a million. Probably 200k, 250.
I say you go for 500 grand, and then you'll get in the middle. You always got to go higher than what you really. Yeah,
that's not. I don't negotiate. I don't really play. I'm like, this is what I want. You give me that, or there's no order. You give me that, or there's no fight. I'm like that kind of guy.
Shoot for the stars.
Yeah. Well done, Ohara. Well done.
You know what?
You know what you want.
There is money in the fight, but then again, up in America and the contract that I've got, I'll be making more money than what I would. Then I would possibly. I'll get to fight Anthony Fowler anyway. So I can say, you know what? I want to fight Anthony Fowler. I want to get 200k. I want to get 250,000. I'm getting more than that in this deal that I'm about to sign up in America. So
people saying you boxers are big up D from Speak Your Mind Sports Talk. Is a buddy of mine as well. You boxers, you're crying about money and not fighting. It's ridiculous. It's fucking true, fam. Just fight, fam.
It's not just about fight.
It's not just about fight.
It's not just about the fight. That's
your life on the line.
Of course.
Anytime you step into a ring.
Are you going to go to work and work for nothing? Who's going out there to work for nothing? Who?
100%. People trying to say fighters go and fight for free. Go and fight for free.
No. Rubbish, man. Rubbish. You have to be paid, Ohara. Yeah. You have to be paid.
We're not fighting. We're not fighting for a small check no more. Right, coming up, we all fought. I fought my second fight. For my second pro fight, I got £180. I got £180 my second fight as a pro. So, and you know what? And I was happy. I was like, you know what? It's money that I didn't have before. £100, and I never had £100 I didn't have last week. So, but as you get up on the level, you have to know your value.
Yeah.
You have to know your value.
That's like
once you step up there, then you have to earn your money.
Same.
You got to get your worth.
But I know what he's saying as a fight fan. Like, I don't think D is saying like fight for free, but it's just like, bruv, let's just make these deals, fam. Like, let's get.
Fight fans don't know what they're talking about. Fight fans don't know what they're talking about. If they was in our shoes, and you know, you can get 100k for that fight, and then you get offered 45k, are they going to say yes? Hell the fuck no.
No, of course they're not. Of course they're not.
Unless you would do that.
What size are you?
And what?
I'm size 9.
Oh no. I can't step in your shoes. I'm 4.5. Yeah.
Another thing people don't realize that boxers sacrifice a lot. They put themselves through a lot of training, get in the gym. You might not come back to your family at night. You might get in the ring. You might not come back to your family at the end of the night. So people seem to forget that.
We get trolled online. When you lose a fight, you get memes made about you.
Yeah.
I remember I fought up north, up in Liverpool. As I left that after I just won. I knocked out Tom Farrell for the WBA International. I left that place covered in beer. I had beer over me. All the security had beer over them. I had getting beer cans thrown at me. I was getting called a cunt. You black this, you black that. In my DMs every day. Listen, I wake up every morning in my DMs. You black this. I fuck your black mum, you monkey. Blah blah blah. Listen.
Do you know what? I even get a few little ones on my comments. I just get.
And not just that. not just that. We have to wake up in the morning. We have to go and run in the snow, in the rain, and then you can go and fight and still get your ass knocked out. Just because you work hard, victory is not promised. You have to go through all the nerves. You have to go watch your friends up in Dubai, enjoying the sun with their girlfriends in the clubs, while you're at home eating a little meal prep, and you have to go and you're down to bed.
And you know,
let me interject here.
Hold on.
Listen. You know, you get, like, I was going to say my little Uber analogy. You know, when you get an Uber driver, you get in his car, and you know he hates his job, so he takes it out on you. And you're like, mate, I didn't tell you to be an Uber driver. So if you don't like your job, leave.
Yeah.
Same with boxing. Like, we're not forcing any boxer to box. If you don't like it, don't do it. But once you do it, play by the rules. Your friends
but it's not as simple as that. It's not as simple as that. Listen to what Ohara just said. Listen to what the man just said.
You sacrifice a lot. You got to sacrifice a lot.
Listen to what Ohara just said. What did Ohara just say? What did Ohara just say?
Listen, salute. Listen, Ohara, salute to you, mate.
Yes, mate. For real.
Because every time you get in the ring, you put your body on the line, you put your health on the line. And I salute you, mate. Honestly.
Yes. Me too. Me too, Ohara.
But do you get my point though? Like, I'm not saying it just directly at you. Like, you can't expect us to feel sorry for you that you picked this job. If you don't like it, babe,
it's not the job. It's not them picking the job. It's all the abuse. It's all the rubbish that gets thrown at you. It's the racism.
Guys. Good seeing you guys. Let's do this again next week.
Take care.
See you later. Bye. See you later, Ohara.
Yeah. No, I know what you're saying. It's what comes with it. Babe, I'm from music. It comes part and parcel where you're criticised and not critiqued.
Yeah, but why are we allowing that to happen? Babe, why do we have to accept that? That's rubbish. That's rubbish. Why do we have to accept that?
We're not accepting it. We could ignore it. But what I'm saying is, certain jobs come once you're a public figure. You're open. It shouldn't be right, but you're open.
No, it's not right. It's not right.
But it is what it is. Murder isn't right, but people murder. Child abuse isn't right, but people get.
Yeah, but that ain't.
Rape isn't right, but it happens. We're not.
Yeah, but that's not the topic of conversation. The topic of conversation is that
things happen that shouldn't.
My boxers will go out, whether they're Asian, black, white, Chinese, whatever, traveling community, whatever. But they've picked to be a boxer. They haven't picked to be rubbish to be thrown at them, to get abused 24/7. So what? If they lose, they lose. You know, who are all these people on the keyboards running these people down? And you know what? Just because they're a boxer and they're fighting breed of people doesn't mean that they can all accept all the abuse and to take it in up here. Yeah, they're being. I'm a coach. You know, if people, I'm not in boxing to be a coach to be abused.
Sorry.
I don't want to be abused. I want to train people and I want to see people succeed. That's what I want in life. You know, but if one of my fighters lose, is it down to their diet? Was it down to dehydration? Was it down to them and their wife had a fight? Their kids kept them up all night? But then who are we to abuse that person? Who are we to abuse you?
Yeah.
So you know, you're in music. You're in music, and you get abused because of the colour of your skin. That's rubbish. We should have to put up with that.
Yeah. Can I just tell you where the most I get abused? I've done music professionally for 11 years, toured around the world 2, 3, 4 times, everywhere. I've received loads of love. The negative is about that much. Positives about that much. You know where I receive all my abuse? Through boxing. Once I came into boxing, all of the racist slurs all come from boxing. All of the derogatory terms and sexism.
But boxing as boxers and the people involved in boxing, or is it from the fans?
It's from the fans. What I'm saying is the type of fans that boxing garner are the ones that give me calling me the N-word in my comments.
Yeah, well, do you know what? On behalf of people on behalf of the professional side of boxing, coaches and fighters, and You know what?
And
if
YouTubers.
any of them treated you like that, anybody treated you like that, I'm disgusted.
You get them.
I'm disgusted. I might have to give him some of that.
You might have to give him guns, hands. We ain't having it. But what I'm saying is, it's not right. But
no,
I get this. Like, I get some of this abuse, and what I'm saying is, I just have to think, either Chann, what do you let the abuse get to you, and then you don't do the job, or do you just realise it's wrong, but it comes kind of part and parcel, and you continue to do the job? And unfortunately, it comes part and parcel. And I continue to do the job. So what I'm saying is, until the day that I can't take it, then I leave. But I can't put that angst on other people and go, well, do you know what abuse that I take to be here? Like, I do take a lot of abuse to be here, but I'm not going to hold the good people to ransom and say, do you know what I mean? I just have to accept it's wrong, but I love my job that much. I'm still going to do it until the day that it really maybe fucks with me. I'll never criticize anyone for bowing out if it gets too much for them, because it could get too much. And if that day happens to me, then I'll bow out. And if that day happens to anybody that I know, they'll never hear this word from me. I understand it. It takes a lot to get up and be on YouTube 2 times a week, 1 time a week, every day, and being criticized about how you look or how you speak or the color of your skin, or your knowledge, lack of knowledge, your gender. I get a lot of, oh, you're a woman, get back in the kitchen, you don't know nothing about boxing.
Oh, mate.
No, that's not.
Yeah, I get loads of it. So, do you know what I mean? So, but I get it, though. I get it. And boxers put their lives on the line. And I'm just saying, us as fight fans, we want to see fights. But I would never say to a boxer, no, you should be fighting for free. Like, they're talking about, AJ and them lot fighting in Saudi Arabia. We'd love them to fight in Wembley. But at the end of the day, would you rather 100 mil or would you rather 60?
Yeah.
If you fight for 100 mil and your 2 best heavyweights got to pummel your face to pieces and you could end up with pugilistic dementia, well, you should charge the most money to get in that ring. Do you know
of course you should.
So I get
you should.
But I just feel that we just always... it's just the business always just gets in the way again with the sport. Can we just answer some of these guys' questions before we go? Because I don't like everyone's coming with questions and then we tell everyone to chime in and then we don't answer everyone's questions. I appreciate you not, Simon. You lot all right just to answer a few questions?
Yeah. I've got a few more minutes.
So what do the panel think about mandatories having a tournament for the title shot when the belts are unified? Fight fan figures, big up to you. So what do the panel think about mandatories having a tournament for the title shot when the belts are unified?
It'd be a tournament would be what you're talking about,
what, like
one night.
Eliminators? Is it like eliminate?
But it might be like similar sort of thing to what kickboxing is about. Kickboxing will have maybe 6 of them in, and they'll all fight for that one title. And I think they do it over that one night. I don't know if that'll work in boxing, but I think they should shorten the time of the eliminators and not drag everything out. I think it should be done under we're going to fix a month. In that month, everybody has to fight.
Right.
And then we'll have the final at the end of that month. I think things like that.
Tournaments do and stuff like that.
It'd be good for the fight fans. It'd be exciting.
Because it'll keep it moving and not stagnant, innit? Like,
yeah.
What it is. All right, so we've got TBE boxing. Big up TBE. Well, you lot's got a lot in. I've been accused of picking on Tyson Fury. Little old me. I'm only 5'6" and he's 6'9". How can I pick on him? Why are you picking on the Dosser? Still again. All right, we got your point, TB. And again. All right, I've picked on him. Look, saying the same thing about 20 billion times. TBE, he's a boxing channel from out of Brooklyn, New York. TBE is spamming a bit. Trust me, he's got loads. Usyk schools Dubai. I'm just going to pick this to see if there's anything for you guys to... Big up D-Town Blaster. Thank you for the compliment. Always complimentary. Bless you. I will, D. I will hit you up, definitely. I've been dropping videos. Y'all don't know shit about boxing. Look. You're telling a pro coach, an amateur coach. He doesn't know shit about boxing. You're telling pound for pound boxing show he don't know shit about boxing. You're telling Lady Chann come box with Chann. We don't know. All right then, mate. It's cool. You don't know shit about.
They're still watching.
You're still watching, yeah. It's lost. Everyone's lost, isn't it? Like, I don't understand. This is what I'm saying. So you see the rudeness out loud. Imagine when it's behind like your DMs. This is the rudeness that you get. It's amazing. Mr. Davies is a cool cat. He's sure it is entertaining. Yeah. He's himself. Yeah, he is. Come box with Shab Barn again. Big up Barn again. Speak your mind. She's straight up. Yeah, I know. I just got to speak my mind. We do. We have to. Kaden from Boxing Bros USA. Big up, Lady Chann. You have to go easy on the fighters. They have a short window to earn enough money to support them for the rest of their lives. Yeah. No, Kay, I do. I just want to see them defend titles. That's all I ask. Do you know what I mean? Much respect. Big up, Kay. I'm going to shout you anyway. Big up, Kaden. You guys need to tap into the Boxing Bros. It's Boxing Bros USA, a boxing channel. Great channel. 4 of them on the panel. It's wicked. They cover everything. I had the pleasure of having Kaden on here for the New Year's wrap-up. You know, we did the wrap-up for 2020 of all the fights. So we went through every single fight that happened, major fights in 2020. And he joined me on my panel. So so you guys do need to subscribe because it is a great boxing channel. I wouldn't sing it if it wasn't. Pretty good show. Everyone who is Emmanuel? Oh, can someone answer this? Who is Emmanuel Charm? What is his importance, guys? I've been hearing his name really floating about.
As a man, I think he's
out on commentaries. He's into the heavyweight. He's been
he's just
like, I think he's top heavyweights or something like that.
Something like that.
Ranked, but no one knows who he's fought.
No one of real elite stature.
But he's ranked quite high. Don't understand how they ever come out with these listing, guys. But guys, do you know what? That is it. We've actually gone through all of the bits and pieces. And I would like to thank you lot for giving me your time, your energy, your
pleasure.
Efforts.
Thank you for having me.
Amazing. Yeah, man. And I never say like just do things once. Rotate. We'll just do more of these all the time. It's a pleasure to have.
Yeah, I'd love to have you both on our show as well. I'd love to have you both on the pound for pound P4P boxing show.
Whenever. Just let me know. Yeah. Whenever.
Well, whenever. You know what, man? I do this. I take a lot of abuse for this job, yeah? So I'm going to need bare money to come on your platform.
I'll do it for free. I'll come on free. I've got 4 pros, and you get have an interview with them.
I would love it. I would love that.
And I'd love for you to do some interviews with them as well. So stand by. We're all in the DMs. We're all in the know anyway. So we just keep the link. Thank you for your support. Your channel is amazing. I do need to subscribe. I do. Bad me, naughty me. I will subscribe right after this. Andy, just at the other end of the blower, mate.
Yeah, it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure.
Carry on doing the best work that you're doing.
Thank you.
Amazing the work that you're doing. He helps the youth. He works with community, with the community. Helps kids that have come off the streets, knife crime, helps in accordance with the police to make sure that everybody's safe and regulated, and he's doing an amazing job, and he's very under the radar, but he's creme de la creme.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I appreciate you guys for coming on my show, and I bid you all adieu.
Okay. Good night.
Thank you.
See you later.
God bless.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. See ya. And right, guys. Thank you for TBE. Thanks, D. I'm gonna hit you in the emails. That's what you asked. I'll hit you up right after this show. Thanks, Kay. Oh, you wanted to come, but don't worry, D. We're gonna do another show that I need you on, so we'll reschedule another show, definitely. And we'll do that. In the building. Dance done again. Babatunde Ajayi. There's a lioness in the camp. A lioness in the camp. I hope you guys was entertained by the show. Also, I hope you learned anything, because every time I do these talks, lives, my show, I learn more and more about the sport that I love. And it's amazing. I'm flattered that people like to join me. And I'm flattered that you guys like to join me. And this one was lions in the camp all day. You know, it's lions in the camp all day. We don't business all goddamn day. So yeah, I'm flattered that you guys all join me. What I'm going to do is I'm going to edit this, because yet again, 1 hour, 50 minutes. It was supposed to be, or should I just let do you reckon I should just let it all go out just in one chunk? What do you guys, let me see what you say in the comments. Do I let it all go out in one chunk, or do I edit it in chunks? What do you reckon? Tell me. I'll wait till you guys tell me your opinion. Come on. Do I let it all go out now, or do I chop it up in sections? Sammy said break it up. No. You can't do this to me while I'm on live. Not even a 10 pound. Our joke that me and today have, we just say it to each other, and our day, even if we've had a stressful day, we will laugh till we cry, and we will lie until we are bald. Sorry guys, this was okay. Today they can't see the laughing emojis on here on my feed, but I know there's bare laughing emojis. So shall I chop it up? Okay. You guys are saying chop it up. Let it all out. But again, today. Oh, mate, I just love it. You got to love life, don't you? Chop it up. So I should chop it up. Fight Fan Figures. Next one, you're joining us. No, stop now. Stop now. Because I could just see black squares, but I know they're laughing emojis, because I don't know why my lappy's just not giving me all of that. But again, I'm going to chop it up then, guys. So you're going to have to wait for this to all be out. I'll once I come off the live, I will just basically private it, unfortunately, and then I'll chop it up for you guys. Tunde is here, full bants. Oh yeah, watch out. We've got a show coming up this week as well. You've missed us too. I know you guys haven't seen us two parlay for a little minute. Make sure you tap into The Fight Is Right with Tunde and Spencer. Sorry, Spence. I'm tired. Spencer Fearon, The Knowledge, Master Genius, and the Master Knowledge. Like, their show's amazing, and they've been putting out really great content. I was subscribed to that before I even knew Tunde, before I was managed by him. So you know who's that. I've been a genuine fan of that show. So you guys lock in to the bar. So yeah, I'll chop it up for you guys, and I want to say thank you all for joining me. How you going, this Lady Chann? Rep nonetheless. Gone. Come box with Chann. Rah!